Alright, I have no idea when this is going to make it into the episode, and I wasn't going to put this in there, but I told myself, alright, I need to move the new Yukon, which you're about to see. I need to move the Yukon, but it has no battery, so I was going to pull a battery out of the 2500, which you haven't seen, to move it, and I'm like, you know what, let me go get that stupid jump pack, the one that I always complain about. And if it starts this thing with no battery attached to it, I'll film what's going on. You hear that squeak? That's what's going on. Everyone say hello to Big Girl and the 2500. Leon and I are in a partnership right now. He has been foraging and finding all the GMC and Chevy related trucks or SUVs that he can buy right now. And he sent me down some money, full disclosure, to pick up this one, which I can't tell you the price about, and this one, which I can't tell you the price about. I'm sorry. Maybe once they're sold or completely parted out, then we can talk about it, but we can't right now for being screwed over on the show before. Anywho, Big Girl here. It's a beautiful tan Yukon XL, four-wheel drive. Everything works, I think. Yeah, four-wheel drive. When the squeak isn't there, quiet as could be. Blown out seats, obviously. Does it have a second row? Oh look, it's an SLT. Second row's there, it's just folded up. And then in the back, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of hay. Because the woman I purchased it from was a horse masseuse. Yes, that's a thing. So they use this truck to haul horses and hay and all sorts of stuff. And also I found the original window sticker. And when this vehicle was new, 14 cities, 16 highway, hilarious. But when this was new, it's $41,744. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. When you guys finally learn what the price is, you'll see what terrible depreciation these have. Although they're valued extremely high. Anywho, so this is Big Girl. We have to move Big Girl out of the way right now. It's been sitting in the front yard for too long. So I want to move everything kind of towards the back of the house. So I want to put Big Girl over there. I'm thinking that the 2500 will sit over there, and then my truck will sit in between here. So right now, we got some crazy first world problems. The keys are in the other Yukon. Here's the one for the truck, here's the one for my car. They're all exactly the same. First world problems. I hope that stupid jump pack has enough battery to just move the thing about the yard. Well, it just died as I was walking over to it. Guess we're moving that battery over anyway. I can't win. I just switched the battery from my Denali over to the other Yukon, and like it cranks and dies. Cranks, dies. I bet it's out of gas. But the only legal vehicle here right now is my Denali. So if I want to go get gas, I have to take the battery back out of that one, put it back in that one, and go and get gas. Honestly, I have no idea where we left off, so I'm just going to pick up where I think I should. Today we got to try and get a fair amount of work done. As you can see, this is codenamed Big Girl. Big Girl needs a little bit of work. She's leaking some brake fluid in the back, so we're going to be pulling the truck up and ripping off this wheel, jack it up obviously, get some blocks, and we're going to pull that off and see if we can find what the leak is. Big Girl will be up for sale soon enough, but she currently has no battery, so she ain't gonna start. And the only battery that's compatible is not in that truck, it's actually in my daily driver. So we gotta pull the battery out of that, drop it into Big Girl, and then we can move it forward onto the concrete at least. So what else is with Big Girl? She's got completely blown out seats, some window regulators that we have to check. I know that this window regulator is being held up by that wedge of wood. You can see the tape marks that somebody used to use. Inside we haven't really cleaned it, but as you can see it was owned by a horse, hence all the hay. So maybe we can vacuum out some of that, maybe we can go over some of the windows, pretty it up a little bit before it gets sold. Next, we we have this 1995 we have this 1999 2500, not in HD like I thought it was originally. It does have the aluminum toolbox for the bed, and it's pretty rusted out, and it's got a bunch of dents in it, but we picked it up for an amazing price, and as you can see, these doors work perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about at all. Anywho, the power windows do work, power door locks do work. The interior's not too shabby, except for right here, like normal, basically. This thing does run and drive pretty great, honestly. Much better than we originally expected. The dash is pretty blown out, as you can see from up here, but I mean, the selling points in this, it's got a 4L80 and a 6.0. What more could you want in life? Also the door sags, so a little hard to shut sometimes. Anywho, we're not working on this today, but it's a pretty decent truck. Picked it up for a steal. A steal?
The car was a steal. Wink.
Alright, let's get working on Big Girl. That just to move 10 feet. Something a little nice to see. I had to pump this tire up when I bought it, and I'm glad to see that it's still holding air. So like I said earlier, we're going to be focusing on this back wheel, and the first thing I'm going to try and do is break all the lug nuts loose. I'm going to be using an electric impact, hopefully successfully, and then once they're broke loose, I'm going to jack up the back and block it up with some wood. So funny story, I don't have a 7/8 socket that I can use for my impact, so ow. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I'll check in when I'm done. Well, that was way more labor-intensive than I thought it was going to be. So it's blocked up underneath, and as an added precaution, I have the jack underneath there too. But when I went to throw away my extra wood, I thought at least one person would get a kick out of this. Hey, Black Mamba, calling you out, Roman. Anyway, I don't mind snakes as long as they're not attacking me, so we're just gonna let that guy do whatever he's doing, and he can eat the small animals that live around here. Totally cool with that. Oh, and in case you guys were wondering, I am making some progress on the back area where the shop's going, but we're not there yet. So where were we? I leave them loose enough. Aha! Perhaps I did. Maybe not all of them. Come with me and you'll be under a Yukon XL. Anyway, so we're in the back here. See if we can get you any closer without fuzzing up. Not really. Alright, as you can see, this black line that runs across and up above the differential. There you go, you can see it right back there. So that hard line that runs over is coming right here, and I can see it leaking literally right out the bottom. Now I'm tempted to try and set up the tripod and get in it and pump the brakes and see what happens, but judging by this wet spot, I'm guessing that's where it's leaking. So I think what I'd like to do is see if I can get in there and maybe tighten it up, although the previous owner told me that they tried to tighten it up as much as possible, so it's probably not our issue. The next thing we could do is try and take off that little bracket clip and see if we can get both hoses out. Maybe just to inspect them. So I went with plan A to begin with. I got in here, basically snugged it up as much as I could, but I think I'm starting to actually deform the fitting itself, so probably can't go much tighter. In case anyone was wondering at home, it is a 10mm. We're going to go ahead and spray some WD-40 on the area. Just to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the drenched area as much as we can. It's really going to be for physical, visual inspection. Don't you love the smell of WD? So now we've got our shiny fitting. Now what I'm going to do is get you guys in there real good and close. Now I'm going to go ahead, turn on the truck, which is a terrible idea, and pump the brake. Hopefully we'll be able to see some spillage come out. It'd be wonderful if you guys could focus on the exact part that I needed. Did anything come out? So while it's thinking about leaking, I thought I'd bring you up here just so you could hear how quiet this motor is running. And yes, it is running. Look how smashed up that tube is. Always amazes me. I mean, obviously somebody's had it off because the receiver bracket for this is down there, so. Anywho, let's check out the rest of the truck. Safe. So, driver's side window. Yep. Passenger side window. Okay. That's a no. I'm not even gonna try this side. And back rear. Oh yeah, minty fresh. Okay, I think we have to help it along. Oh, we're moving the whole truck. Anyway, windows back up. Let's not worry about it. Barn doors. Here you can see all that hay I was talking about. Again, that's just vacuuming, maybe a pile of horse crap, who knows. More hay. So if this had a third row seat, I imagine it would bring quite a bit more. Let's check out the air conditioning. As we can see, you have plenty of oil pressure, low fuel light for sure. I think you guys saw that before. Bunch of volts. Yeah, 308,000 miles. Anywho, front AC. Well, it put a load on it, unless that was the fan kicking in all of a sudden, well, the engine fan. But yeah, buttons work, but nothing's happening. Let's try out the rear. Okay, so that just came on, so that's good. But let's see if the AC works in the rear. If it does, that would be fantastic. Glove box full of gloves. Center console. Okay, a little beat up. I don't know if the radio works. Again, ooh, title. Yeah, just kind of gross, but it's all there. It's not destroyed. Cup holders with gum in them, perhaps. Good stuff. Something just kicked on. We'll give that a minute and see if it cools down. Meanwhile, ooh, stuff. Hey, little, I think that's an Apple charger. Oh yeah, the monies. Ka-ching. I always thought that was funny. 3 accessory ports, but, I mean, it makes sense. Nice. Honestly, it's cold. It's not like freezing, but it is blowing cold. So that's a huge plus. Yeah, nice. Lights, boy. So from what I can tell, and currently, it hasn't leaked at all from where we were before. So that's a good thing. Now, this may be a time delayed thing or something else. I mean, I was able to get like a whole nother full turn on it, so maybe it was just never tightened all the way. Who knows? I mean, maybe the guy didn't ever take off the wheel and actually get to it to tighten it. Maybe he was always just crawling underneath and that's as far as he could reach. Again, I'm not sure. So what we're gonna do is button it all back up, put the wheel back on, drop it down, and I'm going to leave it in one spot for a little while and see if the brake fluid continues to leak out of it, because he said that it would be good for about 2 weeks and then afterwards all the fluid would leak out and then you'd have no brakes. The pedal pressure is still really vague. Basically, like when you push on it, there's a little bit of resistance in the beginning and then it just goes to the floor. And then you've got pressure again at the floor. So, like, now it's kind of building up, but I'm guessing there's just a ton of air in the lines. So perhaps it just needs to be bled. Maybe that was the problem this whole time. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. We've been having a blast in the Miata cart, so that's always fun to drive around. Leon's got some plans for the 6.0 and 4L80 in this, so hopefully I can show you that coming up soon. And I need to find a new daily. 15 miles per gallon is not doing it for me. So we're going to be on the hunt for a little tiny fuel efficient car that I can use every day. It's got to have AC, it's got to get at least 40 miles per gallon. That may sound ridiculous, but we're definitely going to get one, and it's probably going to be under 700 bucks. Okay, thanks for watching this nonsense episode. See you on the next one. Bye! You know what I was thinking would be pretty cool? Like a battery kill switch right here. It may have to be mounted on the side here, but man, that would be sweet.